The final step is to place a broken out section onto a 3D part to reveal the interior of that component. So we're going to copy features of this part, including our broken out section. Move this off to the side so we could work with that. Let's remove the hatch. All we need is the outline of this part, by the way. I'll keep the center line just in case we need to use it as a reference point. I'll draw a line here to here, and a line here. Pick region, type in region, select everything of course except the red line, hit enter to see if a loop is created. One loop rejected, 2 regions created. Let's see what we have here. It may have worked. Let's find out. Pick extrude. Well, let's go to an isometric view so we can see what we're about to do. View, views, southwest isometric, solid, extrude, select our object, enter, appears to be working. Let's pick any length, something pretty long. I'll do 1/2 inch, 0.5. Let's just make it 1. We're going to insert this here in order to subtract it out. Let's see what type of reference points we have that might work. Let's try a line, A-L-I-G-N. Select all of our objects, enter. I'll use the endpoint of this red center line and place it where it would belong here. This one here, the end of this center line, to this one here. And now I need to find a feature that's common to both that will not only flip this over, but also place it here so it rotates 90 degrees. I'm predicting that the top quadrant of this will work with here. So let's see. Here is the top, that point here, and the quadrant of this circular shape right here, which is showing up as an endpoint. Let's see what happens. Let me turn on solid. I see something has moved. Let's see if it moved and rotated. And it did. Now, if it's in the right spot, I can see that it is. Now we'll use the subtract command to see if it is in the right place before we actually assume that this is completed. Pick subtract, pick the large object, hit enter, pick this extruded broken out section, hit enter. Let's see how we did. I see a thin face. Could this be a 3-dimensional object? Could it be a region? It looks like it's a region. Let me delete that. There is the hole did not cut all the way through, as you can see. There appears to be a section that has not been exposed. It's an easy repair. Unfortunately, I had to do it, but I'm going to have to draw a circle, extrude it through, and then subtract it out. That circle is 0.10 in diameter. That's the first thing I need to know. New command for you to learn. If you have this situation, I'm trying to think what caused this for me. New commands you need to know. go to View. It's called the Z-axis vector. We're going to place the UCS axis onto the red center line. This is how you do that. You'll learn more about this Z-axis vector and the other UCS coordinate commands soon. Pick Z. The first thing you do is you place the axis onto the end of the center line and point in the direction of Z, which would be anything on this line. Now Z is literally in the same direction as that center line. Why did I do that? Because I can draw now on the XY plane a circle. Click Home, pick Circle, pick the endpoint of the line, and see the circle right here? It's perpendicular to the red axis line, also perpendicular to the Z-axis. I type in a diameter of 0.1. Hit the down arrow, pick diameter, type in 0.1, enter. I'm going to use extrude. I'm going to pick this object. I'm going to hit enter. See that right there? I'm going to use P for path. My path will be the center line. I'm going to pick that line. When you pick that line, the computer will automatically draw an extrusion along the direction of that path, like you see here. So that extrusion is done. Now I'll use the subtract command to finish the part. Subtract, pick the large feature, enter, pick the new cylinder I drew, enter, and now it's hollow as I wanted to see it be. And now this part is finished. Okay, now that we've got all the parts drawn for this three-dimensional object, we need to rotate it into a view in which we can see our three-dimensional object on our title block. We're going to use a command called rotate 3D in combination with using these commands here for the UCS icon. Right now the UCS is pointing in the direction we just moved it, which is currently on this axis here. Let me demonstrate that again. Pick this command and take ortho off so you can freely move your UCS. Pick 2 points horizontally. That's going to move the Z-axis. Oh, let's turn ortho back on. Now Z is going in that direction. X is going up and Y is going towards you. We're going to be rotating around the Z-axis to get this into the right orientation. We're going to do that twice. The first step is to get it to stand upright. Type in rotate 3D, which is this command here. Select what you're going to rotate, which is everything here. Hit enter. Down the bottom of your screen, I want you to choose the Z-axis rotation. In other words, you rotate about the Z-axis, so pick that. Now, pick a point on your screen, and it's asking for a rotation angle. The rotation angle is going to be, in this case, sometimes it's 90 and sometimes it's negative 90, depending on the direction Z is facing. It's more of taking a guess. I'm going to predict that this time is going to be negative 90, and I'll explain to you why. Yep, it was. If you put your fingers in the direction of X, and you point your thumb in the direction of Z, and twist your fingers towards you, that is a rotation of the positive angle direction. In other words, from X to towards you is considered positive. In other words, I had to rotate in the other direction, which is negative, so I type in negative 90, and it's in this orientation. Let's repeat rotate 3D to rotate this down just a little bit so you can see inside. So rotate 3D, pick your objects again, hit enter, click on Z-axis to use the Z-axis which you're rotating. Specify a point, like here for example. Now the angle is going to be coming towards us, positive 30 degrees. So type in 30. There's our part right there. Let me give you some color so you can see it. Okay, now that we finished our drawing and we did scale it twice as large, let's bring our drawing back down to size. Pick the scale command. I want you to select your title block and border and including your three-dimensional part. Hit enter. For your base point, pick the separate portion of our drawing where we made it larger in the first place and type in 0.5. That'll bring the part back down to its correct size. You can move your object off to the side temporarily. In order to adjust the drawing, pick move, select everything that needs to go inside the title block. I believe all of it will fit. Yes, it does. Don't be concerned with the fact that some of your parts of your object disappear, like the array of circles which we used to make the part, or that the cutting plane line feature has disappeared and so on, because all I'm grading for this is your three-dimensional feature here. So I'll be rotating and orbiting your object to see how you made the part and see what it looks like. The scale is full size still. Let's return that back to what it was. And save it as Lesson1B.